Hermosa Beach welcomed Culture Club South Bay to the community, and I was there with my podcast. I even hosted a live auction. Local politicians were there, old-time surfers. What a great night at the museum. Well, this is Boyd the Broker. You know, I suffered a major stroke in 2021, but now I've become an example of what can be accomplished with dedication, family, and above all, hope. I'm willing to discuss anything so that others will find inspiration to recover as well as I have. And we're back on iHeartRadio. It's Boyd the Broker podcast, real estate, wealth, and wellness. Chadwick Castle. That's not a real name. Come on, that's a Hollywood name. Look at these lights. Look at this cameras. Chadwick Castle. Come on.
It's been my name my entire life. How about that?
Man, I love that. Now I can say I know a Chadwick Castle. That's just cool. And you're on the Redondo Beach City Council?
Yes, I'm the council member for District 2 here in Redondo Beach.
Wow, that is pretty cool. Yeah. I do a lot of business in Redondo.
Yeah, it's a great city.
South Bay is great. This is great having culture clubs come to Hermosa Beach, isn't it?
It is. It is. I love all of these community events that come together, and that's why I came, here to Hermosa to help Culture Club kick off its summer here in Hermosa.
This is a good turnout, isn't it? Look at these lights. Chadwick Castle. I just can't get enough of that name. That is just the coolest. Now, do you know how to surf? Have you gone in the water?
I haven't surfed yet, but I've been on stand-up paddle boards and out on boats. Part of my district is the pier and marina area in Redondo Beach. So I've been out on boats several times.
So they have the paddleboard in the marina there. You know, I lived in Maui for a bit, and in Maui, stand-up paddleboard surfing is more popular than regular surfing.
Wow.
It hasn't really kicked in here, but most people that surf in Maui are on a stand-up paddleboard. Out here, people use that stand-up paddleboard to sort of cruise around, and they're in the King Harbor there and that sort of stuff. King Harbor's pretty cool. How about, do you remember the old arcade down in the King Harbor?
I do. I was just talking to someone about that. It used to be called the Fun Factory.
Yeah.
And it closed several years ago, but one of the things that the city is working on, that I'm working on right now, is to bring a new tenant into that space. So that's going to really help invigorate the waterfront there at the pier, and then also at the marina. So they
need it in that area. That's something that is very welcome. You know what's funny about the arcade? My son and I, we went down there. He was maybe 9 years old. And, we started doing the games in the arcade, and we started winning a bunch, right? We were winning a bunch. We had a bunch of tickets, and then we put all these tickets together, and we go to cash them in, and they had like a TV, and they had like all these craziness, and they're like, so we had 100 tickets, and it said like, I don't know, 90 tickets was a TV and 20 tickets was something. And it turned out it was like 9,000 or whatever it was. And so I thought, I turned to my son, I'm like, oh my God, we got a TV, we got a paddleboard, we can get all these things. And we got like basically nothing, but it was fun. And so what kind of tenant do you think you're going to try and bring into that area?
I think ideally it would be something like the tenant that we had in there, that's going to bring an entertainment value to the waterfront. Right now we have a number of restaurants that have opened up, and a lot of bars and breweries that have opened up around the International Boardwalk. But what we're missing right now is that entertainment factor. So to create memories like you were just talking about with your son, where, someone can come down there, have a meal, but also have that entertainment piece to really enjoy the waterfront.
That is important, because we rode our bikes. So we live in Manhattan Beach, and we'd make that's one heck of a bike ride, by the way, all the way from Manhattan Beach, all the way, and you got to go through, you got to go along King Harbor there to get down in there. What about Captain Kidd's?
Captain Kidd's is great. One of the exciting things about Captain Kidd's this year, they're going to be celebrating their 50th anniversary there at the waterfront. So later this summer, the restaurant group is going to do some promotions about that. But they're one of our longest serving tenants, Captain Kidd's, just like Quality Seafood.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chadwick Castle. That just doesn't get old. I can say that over and over and over. Thanks for coming on iHeartRadio. I'm Boyd the Broker.
Well, thank you for having me.
Real estate, wealth, and wellness.
And I'd love to have you come down to Redondo Beach.
I will.
All right. Nice to meet you.
I'm Boyd the Broker. I appreciate you tuning into my podcast. I live in the real world. Where do you live?